Okay, first things first today, we need to take care of the border gore that we are experiencing right now. So, grant independence, and oh no. I had no idea that was owned by this guy. Well, crap. Why in the world? Alright, so it looks like we're gonna have to get Woodmere at some point. Dang it! Okay, well, we'll worry about that at some point else, but I think more than anything right now what we need to do is we need to begin the process of advancing time. You know, we've had this kind of breeding and bringing in new characters with good stats, chain going on, and we need to move it forward so that we can see how the generations will progress. I did want to do something really quick and check on our good friend Dickon Whitewood. That's an unfortunate nickname for somebody with a name like Dick, but sorry, I had to compose myself there for a second. Okay, now we wanted to check on Dickon and just see what his current status was. He does have a son, who is a genius. Nice. That's very good. But only the one son, and I'm not sure what the chances are of his wife becoming pregnant now. I'm not sure if it's increased or decreased. I don't know what her fertility would be. 35 is kind of getting up there, but we'll check back in on Lord Dickon and see if we can see if he has any more children like that. What I do want to do though is I want to grant him the landed title. I want to grant him this high lordship with these vassals, except for maybe those. Yeah, lordship of Estegroth, Atranta, and Shoreham. Yeah, that's what I want. Have the vassals all kind of consolidated, because I'm able to raise up my own levies and everything, but I still would have to raise up these individually because they're in my high lordship. If they're in the high lordship that belongs to Lord Whitewood, one area, and I'm able to raise them all up. So I'm going to grant him the high lordship. He has all of those vassals. I did notice something else that I'm going to have to fix at some point. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it yet, but if you go to the direct vassals look how many vassals the Trident has. Like, that's not good. Like, ideally the Trident would maybe just cover like this area, and maybe it's where Blackwood is that kind of throws a monkey wrench into everything. But ideally I would have Blackwood have every county from here and then maybe down to this area, and then the Dusklands kind of have Rosby as well, and then Maidenpool would have all of this area, and I'm not sure. All of these would maybe act as crownlands. I don't know if there's another kingdom title that I can create that would consolidate these. But the Trident having that many men serving as their vassals is worrying, because it makes our ability to raise up our levies like really, really good, but it makes it to where we have a difficult time if this Lord Paramount doesn't like us. Like, that is a super powerful position, and ideally not one that we want to surrender this quickly. So I need to see about maybe revoking vassals. I don't want this guy to hate me because of it though. So yeah, it's going to take some thought and some process. Right now he loves me because I gave him the kingdom title, so I'm not super worried about it. But I do want to make sure that we keep a close eye on that as we go maybe a couple generations down the line. Maybe we need to start to assimilate and move some of these vassals elsewhere. Pretty much anybody south of the Red Fork could maybe be a vassal of Blackwood, and then sort of bring the Dusklands down to incorporate Hayford and Rosby, maybe even King's Landing, and just have it be everybody on this side of the river here. Everybody north of the river is a vassal. of the Dusklands. That's kind of what's in my head right now. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. If you don't comment, typically I encourage you to do so. The community that surrounds this channel is amazing, and it's really awesome to see each person begin to get involved with what we have going on. And I love responding to comments. I love interacting with you guys. You probably saw it flash up on the screen at some point about the Discord server. This would be tomorrow. We have our weekly Q&A on the Discord server. So if you want to go and check that out for about an hour at 9 p.m. on Fridays, I get together with all of our people, and we have a nice little chat. You guys are able to ask questions. I'm able to answer them, that kind of thing. If you have any questions about the channel, the way we do videos, if you have any suggestions or anything like that, that's a good way to see, like, right there in the moment, how I would respond to something like that. I really enjoy getting to do that with you guys and have good conversation. So yeah, all of that said, let's begin to move forward, and let's really pack on everything here in the kingdom of the woods. We need to get some money. I need to get depressed off of me, all that kind of stuff. And maybe just the perfect way to get this done, maybe to erase depressed, is to go to a melee in Maidenpool. So I'll go improve my strength. We haven't done a melee in a long time, so this will be a lot of fun. We have a pretty good fighter. I got a lot of weak claims we can press. The Maidenpool melee. The early stages of the melee were chaotic and frenzies, and left fields trampled and villages half torn down. Many have been forced to leave the battle, either by injury or defeat, many at your hand. Now you stand among the remaining warriors to begin the final melee. Charge. You and Hostine of Byford sight each other amongst the battle and prepare to engage in combat. So a pretty good character. Dual skill estimate of 6. I believe mine is right there too as well. Oh no, I have a dual skill estimate of 10. Yeah, I will defeat him. You and Hostine slowly circle each other, tense and focused. You scan him for any sign of weakness, any opening in his defense that you could possibly exploit. One mistake is all he'll get. He's no match for my might. He'll not even manage to touch me. Let's do that. He'll not even manage to touch me. Your experience in combat and prowess with your weapon allows you to spot an opening in Hostine's defense. It's not much, but it's all you need. Strike. You easily break through Hostine's guard and knock him to the ground. He lies sprawled at your feet, completely at your mercy. It's all over now. Hostine drops his weapon and throws up his hands. Yield! Yield! I yield! Accept. Back on your feet. The fight is over. Hostine lies defeated. You have won. Victory is mine. After a fierce duel, you have forced Hostine of Byford to concede defeat. He removes himself from the field, nursing his injuries, whilst you seek a new opponent. He knew the risks. Ooh, you and Master Allard of Shoreham, who has a dual skill estimate of 8. This guy's a little bit better. I like it. Ooh, and he's ruthless. Ooh. Okay, let's see what happens. I will defeat him. You and Master Allard slowly circle each other, tense and focused. You scan him for any sign of weakness, any opening in his defense that you could possibly exploit. So, I think what we'll end up doing, or what would be the best option, is for us to do the defensive stance again. We have Defender. I know that it really doesn't influence, but I'm just saying in terms of personality, I think that would be what Aegon tries to do, especially because he has the Valyrian steel armor, the bear pelt. I think that would be probably the best option for him. So he'll not even manage to touch me. Ooh. You and Master Allard engage. You slip up and leave an opening in your defense. A skilled warrior like Master Allard needs no invitation to strike. Defend yourself. Master Allard overwhelms your defense, and with a mighty blow sends you sprawling to the ground. You look up at him towering above you and ready to deliver the final blow. Yield, I yield. Allard lowers the point of his weapon and extends a hand. I accept, he says. Back on your feet. Your battle won fairly. So I lose 5 prestige. Master Allard of Shoreham engages you in a fierce duel, but you are eventually forced to yield. You remove yourself from the field, nursing your injuries, and are eliminated from the melee. Defeat is painful, my... Oh, well, there's a... That's good compensation, I suppose. Fate smiles upon me. My wife Winifred is pregnant. That's good. Luke Brook, and Gillum Shell sat at each other and engaged in combat. After a fierce duel, Luke prevailed, forcing Gillum to yield. I was seated beside Cynthia Brightstone at the feast, and although we had never really talked before, we really hit it off. We ended up together in the garden for a couple of bottles of barley beer from Lord Paramount Gillum's well-stocked cellar. I think I've made a new friend. That's good. Friends are always nice. I have a courtier that had a kid. No congenital traits, though. This leaves Luke to be proclaimed the winner. And not even that good of a fighter, I suppose. I mean, brave is a good trait. Zealous helps a little bit, but... Awesome. He is a true warrior. Oh, come on, Dickon. No, I'm sorry. Denied. I don't mean to upset you, but... Oh, awesome. My king, your son Prince Valor is responding very well to my tuition. He has improved his skill and is advancing in knowledge every day. Prince Valor gains 2 diplomacy. Oh, this is awesome. He has Rowdy. After many hours of intense battle, Lord Paramount Gillum's melee is finally over. The final group provided a fine spectacle for all those present, and many approved of the good fight you provided. What a great fight. So, the good thing about Rowdy is that it could lead to Brawny. Brawny is a great trait for a fighter. And really, the bad ones are arbitrary and dull. But if I continue to be his guardian, perhaps will turn out okay on here. I think that would probably be at least the appropriate method to take for now. My son is 7, so I can't force him to train quite yet. He has to be 8, and we'll do that maybe once just to get him just started. And what we really need to do right now, though, is we need to find a formidable fighter that we can bring into the fold to begin to take over training children and that kind of thing, especially, the Children of House Whitewood and the Children of House Bear. So formidable... Of course, I wouldn't spell it right. Okay, so this guy will come to the woods for a price. This guy will come for free, though. At least I don't have to worry about him seducing any of my female courtiers. Parfu. Gact. These great clansmen become formidable fighters really easily. There's Gwaine. He's a former slave. Just trying to see if there would be any better options out there. I don't see any young ones. That's a big thing. I guess this guy's 35. He's an Andal, though. Uh-oh, there's White Walkers. That's crazy. Maybe we should do a really quick check on everything going on in the world just to make sure. I'm going to invite this guy to our court. And yeah. Okay, let's let him come, and then I'll cut here, and then we'll bring him in, and then we'll show getting him set up, and then we'll check on everything going on in the world really quick. We'll be really, really brief about it. To the magnificent High King Aegon, blessings upon you and your house. I accept your gracious invitation, and will join your court forthwith. So here we go. Sir Gact joins the fold, and mostly I want to make him... I want to have him prepared to take over guardianship of children in order to train them, hopefully, to become formidable fighters. We're not going to do it yet. Our children aren't really in the proper age bracket to do that yet. But yeah, I think it'll help Lord Dickon's children as well as mine, and then any that are born to the courtiers that I have. That'll help as well. So we need to maybe take another look in, I think probably maybe 2 years. I think we need to take another look and invite another set of quick genius traded courtiers in, and allow them to kind of come in and breed and kind of populate our court with really powerful, good traded children. So there's that. Let's take a really quick look around. Nothing's really changed in this area. We've seen most of this. It looks like the Reach is getting a bit ambitious and has acquired kind of the elbow and are extending into Dorne, which isn't really anything to worry about, I don't think, but it is really interesting to see kind of the development of the Reach. There was a time where it looked like turmoil was gonna kind of reign in the Reach, but it looks like the queen that they elected is a really good person for the job. So her heir is not of her dynasty, so I don't know what that will lead to in the future. But the Reach is doing about as well as it ever has under her leadership. So that's always nice. The North is still in turmoil. It looks like the Glovers rule from Bear Island. And yeah, nobody's really been able to unite the North like you would hope. There are no White Walkers or any winter up in here. There is a king beyond the wall, though. So we'll have to see what happens there. Doesn't have any kids, so I don't know if he'll end up having any kids or not, but... yeah, the king beyond the wall is there. If he can manage to unite the tribes and take the wall, that would be really interesting. I don't see any White Walkers, though, in that area. Andalos still exists. Valyria is powerful and growing, it looks like. Yeah, their power extends all the way over here to the Smyrna. So all of that looks good to me. I don't really see any changes that are major or glaring, so that's good. That's at least encouraging that there aren't any White Walkers around right now. Okay, so sorry, we just needed to do that very briefly and kind of to see what was happening in this area. So yeah, let's do something really quick and just check and see. I know it hasn't been the full 5 years, but it can't hurt, right? Where are my filters? And then we'll do quick. Okay, so these guys will come to court. So let's go ahead and invite them. And then we'll do the same thing with anybody with the genius trait. There isn't anybody there. What about a trait like strong? Ooh, there's a lot of strong ones that would come. All right, we'll start working on strong later, but what we really need to do is work on that quick and genius trait. And I need to research how strong and quick interact with each other, and especially strong and genius and that kind of stuff, because I know that there's some there's some influences between those traits in terms of passing them on. So I need to research that, and before we begin to incorporate them, I don't want to waste my time doing that if it's not going to produce anything, and if I'm not doing it properly. That would be the big thing, is making sure that we do it properly and appropriately. So yeah, let's advance in time and move on right now. Look, this maester is doing a really good job. My king, your son Prince Vaylor is responding very well to my tuition. He has improved his skills and is advancing in knowledge every day. Your humble servant, Maester John. Prince Vaylor gains 2 stewardship. Amazing. That's always good news. Okay. We need to keep our eyes peeled, because one thing that we're going to struggle with, I think, is this guy from House Mud getting over ambitious, and yeah, he disapproved, he disapproves of me telling him to stop with his war 3 times already. And so I think that, I don't know if that cool off period resets every time or if it'll gradually go down, but that could really build up and come back and bite us in the tail. So we need to be careful with that. We need to make sure that, I don't know, maybe his son needs to be content. Oh, look, they have a strong daughter. Huh. Interesting. Maybe a good alliance to keep. I mean, I'm already married into House Mud currently, but that may be a really good alliance to keep in mind with the 2-year-old daughter, for sure. So my wife is still pregnant. Dickon hasn't had any more kids. Oh, but his wife is pregnant. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. We'll see what happens with Dick's kids, and see if maybe he has a daughter that we can marry into as well. Make the alliance kind of not permanent, but lasting for a generation at least. There's another melee. I'm not going to attend the melee yet. One thing that I do want to do, though. Lord Bennett feels I risk too much with my escapades and tries to persuade me to stop risking my life. But it's such a thrill. Okay, what we really need to do is hold a feast. All my vassals will be there. I have enough gold. We're in good shape there. I wish I would let it build up a little bit more. Oh, awesome! Another son. Another son was born to High King Aegon of the Woods and Queen Winifred of the Woods, named Atreus. Yes, absolutely. That is what we're going to take. I think that's actually Aegon's father's name, which is why that's cropping up there. But yeah, that's really good. Oh, I forgot to check the stats and traits. Oh no, he's a hunchback. How does that even happen? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to give this guy like the thrift. We're going to make him like the ultimate, everything that a good second son should be. Good traits, good all that kind of stuff, but just a little bit off the mark. And hopefully nothing happens to our first son. But Prince Atreus, you can be something great. So we'll let you be, the best hand of the king there's ever been, and we'll train you up and we'll make you something good. Hunchback's not the end of the world. At least it's not a fat face. Erig of Erenfort Hall has used his attendance at the feast in Bear Hall to present a petition for justice before the court. He claims that Lord Raymond Cave had his kinsman, Lord Ermine of Erenfort Hall, murdered, and demands that he is brought to justice for this outrageous crime. So, if I select not guilty, then I have a chance of gaining arbitrary, which is not good. But if I allow him to pay recompense, it does the least amount of opinion damage. And Erig is not a landowner, so I don't really care about his opinion. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I will order Lord Raymond to pay recompense and allow him to, not completely hate me, I suppose. Although that does return his opinion of me to neutral. Forced to compensate. A minor merchant from Bear Hall is present at the feast and has taken the opportunity to bring a petition before you. He says that Sir Zugarf owes him a debt that has gone unpaid, whilst Sir Zugarf himself claims that this debt is no longer valid and urges you to declare the debt cancelled. So the debt stands, the merchant must pay, or the merchant must be paid. So he loses 25 gold, or I could lose 50 prestige and get the merchants are unhappy? No. Your priest, Tilly Gardner, reports that Master Walter of Upstream has been humbled by your endless generosity to the poor in Bear Hall. The peasants are singing your name, a job well done indeed. After having been insulted and been the butt of the jokes for far too long, my patience with my court jester was beginning to run out. One last joke, and I don't know what I will do. That's it, off to prison with you, so I can gain arbitrary and people hate me, or I really shouldn't let it get on my nerves like this. Yeah, that's what we'll do. I can afford to lose a little bit of prestige. Oleney spoke up and told everyone how great the food was at my feast. That's awesome. I'm really glad someone was kind enough to say something nice about the food, given how hard I had worked to ensure that the food was the best part of the feast. That was well spoken. Thank you, Oleney. Good job. Good job. The last of the guests have returned home, and everyone's agreed this year's was the greatest feast. I had fun, and so did everybody else, so that's good. Vassal opinion goes up a little bit, my diplomacy goes up briefly, and everybody's opinion to me increases just a little bit, so just enough to make me happy. That's a good celebration. The feast is a good celebration of us settling down, enjoying the new empire. We had reason to celebrate. And that was a good way to do it, for sure. A good means to all of that. I do want to take a look because this is the newer version of the mod. I wonder if we can have something like a weaponsmith or something come create a Valyrian steel blade. Because there's a lot of Valyrian steel swords, and I think in this particular any submod where Valyria still exists, you're able to approach, but I think you have to be High Valyrian, and so it sucks that I'm not fully High Valyrian, even though my portrait would tell you otherwise. Maybe I just need to find. I don't know. I want to get a Valyrian steel sword in addition to our Valyrian steel armor. That would be really cool. Let's see. This guy doesn't have one. No. Okay, this guy has one. Huh. Look, he has both. You see? He has both Valyrian steel armor and Valyrian steel sword. Yeah, that's what we need to do. I need to figure out exactly how we're going to do that. We need to figure out a way to get a Valyrian steel sword. I mean, we have other things that we can focus on, but that's a good thing to kind of like research and all that kind of stuff while all this other stuff is going on. Because as we prepare to do whatever it is that we're going to do in the future, it'd be good to have all of that kind of in our possession already. So, all right, let's advance time. So it seems that my workings in the realm of seduction have resulted in a bastard child. Doesn't have any congenital traits, so that's not the greatest. But yeah, Edric Rivers is my bastard. Let's see if we end up having any more. I'm not sure if we will or not, but yeah, hopefully one of them gets like the quick trait or something. That would be cool. Our good friend Lord Paramount Dick on Whitewood has had another son, Lord Joshua of the Woods. Doesn't have congenital traits, but his son Zachary does. So that's always good. That's always nice to know. Nice to have. I do want to look really quick at our son, Prince Valor. He has indolent. That's not good. Hopefully that doesn't turn into slothful. Hopefully we can get that to turn into charitable. Let's force him to train, see what our chances are. Look, 55% success. That's good. Let's do it. All right, he gained poor fighter. That's nice. Okay, what we need to do now is we need to begin to, let's see. Oh, hold on. Yeah, Harris Mudd, you need to step it down, man. Oh, look, my wife's pregnant again. Awesome. Okay, good. So he stepped down. That's fine. I'm good with that. What I do want to do is go up here to Seaguard and arrange a betrothal between Lysana. Let's arrange betrothal between her and Prince Valor. And hopefully we can get Strong back in the fold. And I've decided that that's a good option. House Mudd's a good house to marry into. And that'll help kind of solidify things as we move forward with dealing with the Trident and how powerful they are in our kingdom. And we'll save, hopefully we end up having a daughter. I want to betroth my daughter in here and hopefully begin to get Genius in the mix. Hopefully this next child is a daughter. And we need to figure out what to do with the second son, but we'll have a good idea of that kind of as we go forward, I think. But I don't want Lord Paramount Dickon to betroth Zachary anywhere else for the time being. I want my daughter to kind of be in on that. So, yeah, things are going okay right now. There's really no issues that have come up that I can see. Just trying to keep on top of everything and make sure everybody is happy and moving forward, and all the traits are rolling in. Looks like my oh good, they've gone away. I think. Yeah, good. Awesome. We need to maybe lose depressed. I can change my focus in 6543. So in just under 2 years, we can change our focus, and we'll probably change it to a carousing focus. Briefly, we'll do a 5-year stint as we're with a carousing focus to get rid of depression, and stressed and all that, and begin to build all that back up. And my wife still has a good close to 10 years of childbearing years, so that'll be a good opportunity for her to, I have her as a lover. So hopefully that'll spend, or that'll produce more children in that realm. So, yep. I didn't realize that this guy was my rival, and then I remember, yeah, he is, because I seduced his wife. My bad. So yeah, there's that, and let's move forward. Y'all, this is as good a news as I could have gotten right now. I could have gotten way worse news than this. We have a daughter. She's not going to be named Barba, that's for sure. But look at the portrait. That's fantastic. Another High Valyrian. We'll name her... Really haven't had to name very many daughters, to be honest. We'll name her Nerys after Aegon's mother. So Princess Nerys Bear, we're actually going to go about arrange a betrothal between... where is it? Did he already betroth? He did. Dang it. I wonder if there's a way I can encourage him to break the betrothal. I suppose if I, killed this little girl. Only CK2 makes you think these things, man. You really question yourself sometimes. I don't know. It makes me sad. I really wanted to bring Genius into the fold. Maybe it would be okay if I transferred over to yeah. Maybe it would be okay. Break betrothal. I'm okay with that. Now let's go in here. Arrange betrothal. There we go. That's the right son. Yeah, okay, so we'll do that. I don't remember. I think I remember without having to do care info. Let me see if I remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 through 2. Nope. 5, 2, 3. Nope. What is 5, 3, 8? That's what it is. 5, 3, 8. There we go. Amazing. Accept. We're good to go. All right, I can get behind that. That's fine. Again, I'm not a huge fan of using the console, but in this situation, it's actually what Dickon wanted. I just didn't have a daughter quick enough. What? Did I just die? What happened? What the heck happened?